so normally I would trim down all my half square triangles with my block lock ruler so that they're nice and perfect, but I'm being kind of lazy today and I decided that I don't want to trim the hundreds of half square triangles. So you can see that I had attached this one and it does have some overlap. I can easily, since I sewed this on, I can easily just chop this extra bit off to square it up with this block, but I'll show you a quick and easy thing to do in order to get your diagonal nicely attached. So I'm gonna make sure that my blocks are going the correct way, and they are. So now I'm going to flip my block over, and since the half square triangle is a square, I'm going to use the short end of one of my previous rectangles as a guide to help me line up the diagonal of this half square triangle. So I'm gonna take this bottom corner right here and line it up exactly with where each of the two fabrics meet, and I'm gonna try to push it down to that corner. And then next I'm going to take the short end of one of my remaining rectangles. I'm gonna line it up with this side of my purple block, and the other edge should meet exactly where the purple block meets the diagonal line. And if it doesn't, I'm going to adjust that, which it barely needs to be moved over to the right. So let me realign that, and that looks perfect. Exactly right there. I'm gonna hold this piece nice and tight and I will sew it together, and then I will show you how to trim it. So we are going to sew this together on the 1/4 inch. And I will take this one off, sorry. And that's what it looks like. So you have some overlap, and you open it up. Again, you have some overlap, but let me trim off the extra on this edge. You can trim it off as long as everything is nice and flat, and you want to use the edge of that purple rectangle as your guide. So I can trim that off, and I'm gonna trim my other dog ear off over here, so that then it's nice and lines up. And I'll do that to my other side piece over here. Make sure it's all nice and flat and that everything is even. And once again, I'm gonna use that edge of the purple block, and it lines up nicely. And that is less trimming that you have to do, in a sense, prior to attaching it to your block. And just an easy way to fudge your pieces a little bit, but they'll still line up nicely. And you can see that I've got right at 1/4 inch seam allowance right here, so I won't be cutting off any of my points.